See this book? It's called Minecraft Game Design, written by Jeb himself. He revealed it in 2020's Minecraft Live. He stated that the book was only for Mojang, as it was a way to explain core principles of Minecraft and its game design to people working on or with the game. He also showed 2 pages from the book, one block at a time, and bad things happen, but it's technically the player's fault. I'll talk about these pages later, but for now, I have a copy of the book, a digital copy that you can access too. While researching for my last video, I clicked a source on a random page of the Minecraft wiki. It turned out to literally be the private, for internal use only, Jens Bergensten Minecraft Game Design, in full! Every single page is available to the public. It is available on the Internet Archive. Very briefly, what is the Internet Archive? Well, their homepage says, quote, Internet Archive is a non-profit library of millions of free books, movies, software, music, websites, and more. On their About page, their mission statement reads, quote, to provide universal access to all knowledge, end quote. Also, you might know them as the people who made the Wayback Machine. So that sums up what the Internet Archive is. But now, how did it end up on the Internet Archive? If you don't care, you can skip this part using YouTube's chapter system, but do stay, I think you'll find it interesting. So as I stated earlier, I just stumbled upon the Internet Archive page, but I wondered why it was there in the first place. It says it was uploaded by a person by the name of Pencilvoid. I searched the name Pencilvoid, and found a page with a link to their Discord. Curious for answers, I contacted them. Pencilvoid revealed to me that they had gotten it from a friend who had a scan of it. When they got it, they were, quote, surprised it hadn't been uploaded to the Internet Archive yet, so they decided to take care of that themselves. I did a bit more research and found an old Reddit post with 0 upvotes, saying they had found and read the book. In the second image, looking to the top left, revealed it was from the National Library of Sweden, which would corroborate with something Pencilvoid said. Quote, I just checked with him, the friend who gave them the scan. He says he knows someone who got it from a Swedish library and scanned it. Then Pencilvoid replied again. Quote, to my knowledge, there's multiple revisions, and the one I uploaded to the archive isn't the latest one, so maybe Mojang declassified it, or an ex-employee thought the world deserved to see it. These were both possible, however, in my opinion, unlikely. As if there was a revised version, all the secrets from the first book wouldn't go away, so they still wouldn't want the public's hands on it. Also, if an ex-employee wanted to make it public knowledge, they likely wouldn't get the book officially into a library. So I researched further. What if it were a legal thing? It does say National Library of Sweden after all. What I found was that apparently Swedish law dictates, quote, everyone who publishes a work for general distribution in Sweden is obliged by law to send 1 copy of each to 7 specific libraries. The source of this quote is one of these libraries, so it's trustworthy. This answers why the library was in possession of it. Or at least I think it does. I'm just some guy, not a Swedish lawyer. But is there a reason it was publicly available in the library? My best answer to that comes from the National Library of Sweden's About page. Quote, we collect, preserve, and give access to almost everything that is published in Sweden. And with that, I pieced together how it became public. The book was published in Sweden, as that's the home of Mojang. Then, by law, Mojang had to send the book to each of the libraries. All, or at least some of the libraries, made the book available to the public. Then, someone gets the book from a Swedish library, this person decides to scan the book, now they have a digital copy. Then, they give this digital copy to someone they know. Then, this person gives a digital copy to a friend, Pencilvoid, who is surprised that the book isn't on the Internet Archive and decides to upload it themselves. Also, I should make it clear that all Pencilvoid did was upload the file to the Internet Archive and answer the questions I had for them. To specify, most of the credit should go to the Swedish libraries that preserve and grant public access for all books published in Sweden. However, it is thanks to Pencilvoid uploading it that it is available online. Anyway, now we know how and why it became public, but what is actually in the book? The book is split into 4 chapters: Introduction, What is Minecraft, Guiding Principles, and Anecdotes. The introduction is very short. Jens just prefaces that it is written in first person as game development and design is subjective, and that this is his opinion and views on it. Though I do think that despite it being subjective, his opinion is not one to take lightly, as he is the lead creative designer for Minecraft Java, Bedrock, and Dungeons, and he has worked on the game for many years. He lists games that were his and Notch's main inspirations in terms of game development, these being Dwarf Fortress, Roller Coaster Tycoon, Dungeon Master, and Infiniminer. Now we're into the What is Minecraft chapter. Each thing Minecraft is has their own page, as he elaborates on each. So here goes. Minecraft is exploration. Even though most players won't go too far from spawn, the world being infinitely large without restrictions inspires curiosity and exploration in players. Also, they want to reward players for exploring. Minecraft is adventure. Players need to be challenged, with such challenges giving suitable rewards. As a dev, finding the balance is difficult yet necessary. Minecraft is creativity. The nature of the game allows for creative expression. In fact, Jens points out that the game inspires creativity, and he's just plain right. Minecraft is engineering. Mechanics like redstone or farming were specifically designed with engineering in mind. Things like mob spawning allow players to cleverly exploit the game for their own gain. Quote, "We should remember that some people express their creativity in the form of logic and technology. Nothing beats outsmarting the game." Minecraft is persistent. Every block placed or broken is a permanent mark the player leaves. The journey is often more interesting than the destination. If megabases were built by pressing a button, they wouldn't be so special. Minecraft is limitless. There is no end to the game, no boundaries, you can always find more to do. As the Minecraft trailer says,
"No one can tell you what you can or cannot do."
Minecraft is scary. Digging through caves to bedrock, bridging over the end's void, cave sounds, are all examples of this. Minecraft needs to keep players engaged. Indifference is a worse enemy than creepers. Minecraft is ridiculous. Many things in Minecraft are silly, and are there because it made the team happy. Quote, "In a universe that can be scary and sometimes even morbid, we should allow ourselves to have some fun." Minecraft is multiverse. Quote, "Each Minecraft world is not separated by space or time. They coexist in their own unique realities, and what happens in one does not affect another. If there is a before or after, it would be something else than vanilla Minecraft." Then he talks about spin-offs. Quote, "Is a spin-off game expanding the lore, or is it an isolated event taking place in one of the many worlds?" Lore? Jens reveals Minecraft lore in the game design book? Someone alert MatPat! Anyway, now we're in the guiding principles chapter. Jens prefaces this section by saying that these principles aren't quite rules as such, but guidelines not set in stone, that can be broken, within reason, from time to time. There's a bunch, so strap in, one block at a time. The first page Jens showed publicly. This is the core interaction model of Minecraft. You interact with a single block each time. That interaction can affect multiple blocks, like how TNT explodes, however those blocks are only broken because of the explosion caused by the simple and single interaction of a lever being flicked. There is no Steve or Alex. These skins are but placeholders for the player. The player makes their own story in game, and thus can make their own skin. Steve and Alex are used as the mascots, but due to them being placeholders for the player, they shouldn't have an active role in spin-offs, which I think is likely why Minecraft Story Mode made their own story with new characters. Bad things happen, but it's technically the player's fault. The second page Jens showed publicly. When something bad, like a creeper explosion, happens, the player should be there to experience it, and it should have been their fault. Moreover, it should be avoidable by changing how you play. Things breaking this rule should have a small impact, such as lightning being unavoidable but not doing much damage. An example of this rule in action is that iron golems don't attack creepers, as it would make the creeper explode without player interaction. Items should be multi-purpose. Player inventories are already filled to the brim with hundreds of pre-existing items, so new items should be able to have multiple purposes. Totems only have one use, however, the use affects gameplay so much to where it doesn't need a second purpose. Sometimes making the item a brewing ingredient works, though a lot of the time making it used for a decorative block is a good solution. Think honeycomb. You are not wearing a HUD. Minecraft should use the in-game world to tell the player information, an example being compasses or maps. Jens also says he's against the F3 menu, as, quote, "I don't want players to know or care about the game engine," end quote. I agree with Jens, however, something like coordinates is so useful to players, more so in multiplayer, so it's become the norm to know and use them. Finding things is fun, searching for them is not. Since the world is infinite, the player knows what they're searching for exists, but walking randomly searching for a biome or structure isn't very fun. Devs want to surprise players, but also provide reasonable ways of finding things, such as bubble columns showing an ocean ruin below, or explorer maps to find a woodland mansion or ocean monument. Real-life animals should be friendly. Animals in Minecraft should be passive or at worst neutral. Proper hostile mobs should be saved for the dangers of the night. Also, letting animals be friendly is partially done so peaceful difficulty players can experience them. Mobs need personality. This applying from passive to hostile. The texture, models, sounds, and the AI all build what the player should relate to. Also, mobs should have at least one unique behavior, like how llamas spit and bees pollinate. No blood, no gore. Cartoonish violence is prominent in Minecraft, but proper violence isn't. The Killer Bunny and Zombie Pigman's original textures were changed to remove bloody imagery. Expand the mysteries. The lore of Minecraft is made up of mysteries. Why do monsters spawn at night? Who built the strongholds, etc. Even if devs had their own ideas during development, they should keep it to themselves. Jens doesn't say the following, it's my own speculation, but I feel the reason for this is that it allows players to answer the questions themselves and create their own story in the game. Death is real. Huh. Very useful, insightful information into life and the real world Jens is giving us. Or rather, he's talking about how gameplay should not rely on respawning, partly because it would make certain features inaccessible for players in hardcore. Bugs are not features. Glitches can often be fun, however, Minecraft shouldn't rely on undefined behaviors. It's easy to patch a bug players rely on, Jens says, so with that in mind, devs should fix the bug, yet replace it with an intended alternative, such as fixing minecart boosters and adding powered rails. However, in my opinion, it is the most broken rule. Think of quasi-connectivity or building on the nether roof. Minecraft is not an editor. The one block at a time rule should stay a core principle without letting game rules, command blocks, or other things take away from the core experience of Minecraft. Quote, "We need to remember that Minecraft is a game," end quote. However, at the bottom Jens says, quote, "That said, don't be surprised if it features an editor mode in the future. We are making a game, but the community is also creating experiences for other players." He's referring to Minecraft maps, and we enable those where possible. Turns out he predicted the Bedrock editor, which came out earlier in 2023. Its purpose is not outright stated to be for map makers, but it can be implied that it is, especially marketplace map makers, one can assume. And that's the end of the Guiding Principles chapter. Now for Anecdotes. Jens prefaces the chapter by stating how he has randomly chosen anecdotes about various changes and features that are funny or interesting. The tragic fate of the rose flower. As part of the update that changed the world, Mojang was adding a bunch more flowers. Jens wanted to add peonies, but someone pointed out that those are flowering shrubs, rather than flowers. Jens pointed out the same was true for roses, so another commented, "Gee, wonder who could fix that?" This led to Jens replacing the rose with the poppy, and then adding the too tall flower, the rosebush. The beacon. One time Jens joined a multiplayer world for fun. The players had achieved everything possible. Jens felt that there needed to be something more grindy for those types of players. This led to the creation of the beacon, requiring it to be placed upon a pyramid of valuables. However, rather than grinding, the players outsmarted the game yet again, exploiting the fact that villagers can summon iron golems to create an automatic source of iron, the Enderman. Jens begins with, quote, "We never want to explain the Enderman to our players," end quote, which really points out how this is only meant for people working in or with Mojang, but us players have access to it now. Notch originally added the Enderman as a reference to the Slenderman meme, but Enderman became a much larger part of Minecraft lore. The well-kept lore secret that Jens doesn't want us players knowing is that Endermen move blocks, because they're trying to bring about the collapse of all dimensions, one block at a time. It may be slow, but they have eternity on their side. And that's the end of the book. Really very interesting. I did leave out some pages, so I highly recommend you check out the book and have a read yourself. It is genuinely so interesting. Also, apparently this 2019 published version may be outdated, with there being a 2021 revision, according to Menceloid. However, this isn't publicly available, at least not online. Yet? I never expected we'd actually be able to see what was in Jens's Minecraft game design book. But now we have, and it's just online for the world to see.